Here's Joe again, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, where I assume we'll get another weird greeting at the beginning. Okay. Okay, let's turn up the brightness a tiny bit. Why not? More sliders. Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. Okay, yeah. Adjust until it becomes 9. Oh. Let's see whether there's an Arabic 9. Okay, yeah. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. So there. Exactly there and no other place. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Scrumtush and occuboincle. It's very occuboincle. Please don't adjust the slider. You know what time it is right now? Yes. This game, man. Is it the time that it is right now? Yes, the time that it is. Okay. What is the time anyway? What is time? What is time? No. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Help. Yes. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. This game. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Normal?
Stanley worked for a company in a...
Okay. Seems normal. So nothing special. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's been a few days again, but we're still on the hunt for the weird line that people keep mentioning. So let us. I think
when Stanley came to a set of two open
went
this
down
was
with
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
down with
knew
a
it
bucket
perfectly
into
well.
the maintenance.
Perhaps
they said something about the line. That's the first time the line was mentioned. So let's just see.
Yes, truly
I
a room
forgot.
worth admiring.
Yeah,
but
yes.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
it's so
door
irritating hearing him talk all
and
the
so
time.
he
So let's go
detoured
down.
through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
So I want to see what's down here.
But Stanley didn't want to go
Because
back to
I
the
don't
office.
remember
He
anymore.
wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
It was
from
this
here,
left.
it's, left.
Right. Then he says right, and then he says that way through the gate. He wants me to go out of here so he can close the door behind me.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay, so you can't go up the elevator again.
No,
okay.
Not the right. Why would I have ever
What
said
was
it
the
was to the
ending
right?
that we got here?
What
I
was
completely forgot.
thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Yeah, I remembered that. And then down here. And over there. Oh, and spoiler. That was what it was. Okay,
This
yeah.
isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay, so where else would the...
All of
where
his
are the
co-workers
balloons?
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is not over yet. Could it be that I accidentally... like exited out of this ending because I didn't complete it.
When Stanley...
Yeah, we've been in
Wait, what?
the room with the 7
No,
doors, yes.
No, I restarted.
And then
I, swear,
I think then I
definitely
closed the
restarted
game.
over,
So we
completely
haven't
fresh.
seen this
Everything
fully
should be...
through.
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yeah, this is all a trick maze. Because it's... it just keeps either teleporting you or rearranging itself. Yeah, this is infinite. This is infinite. And then where does this lead is the question. Ah, that's back to the room again.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, we had that. And then I think I closed out of the game because episode was over. But this is definitely, we can see it from the DSC stuff missing.
Perhaps he
it's not DSC, it's a full new game, but whatever. We can see that we're still in the same ending. No doors.
Yes, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
So was the story here?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Oh god. Okay, now we're infinite looping.
Wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yep.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
No. No, it was in a woodshed here,
you know what?
Resident
Since
Evil.
I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! Hey! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no.
Can't believe we missed this.
I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
The adventure line. The Stanley Parable 2 adventure
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Follow the line. New, huh? I'm following the line, most definitely.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, yes. Da, 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 da. Hard into account. What's over there? Ah, must. Oh, wait. Huh? Line? You're crazy. Peer reviews. The peer reviews for one employee. Okay. Yeah, and that's what was around the corner just a second ago. I love when they think with portals. It just bends your mind totally
cut the
when
music.
you can see it.
Go back and look at that fern.
Fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Wow. And now? Can we continue? I think I remembered everything.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the
this
Stanley
door for the
Parable,
first
right?
time.
The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Aha.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Now the 2 is missing. Okay.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
That's what I'm
Something
trying all the
exciting,
time.
Daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
We're going in
Whatever
a
it might
circle.
be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
That gave the game time to reload the map behind the curtains.
No,
Oh
not
god, the
you
line.
again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It trademark. It's so great. Alone, how you put it, it trademark. The line is drunk, by the way. Aha!
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted
That's
reverse
correct.
door's origin. So
You could have
starting
phrased that
from the
easier,
right,
but yes.
let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
Yeah, you could have
And
asked
since
the
answer is
question
clearly
first.
yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Maintenance room, monitor room, narrator restarts the game. First
confusion
restart, discover
You're
2 room
telling
doors,
me
has any additional
That's what this is?
The
It's all
adventure
one giant
line.
ending?
Find the confusing ending
And we're supposed to
schedule.
restart the game
Another
eight
restart.
times?
Narrator forgets about previous restart.
That's
Depend
really
to
how
story but
all
is
this
prevented.
goes?
Unable to go anywhere or do
all
anything. Game
determined?
restarts. Find the
So
line
now,
again.
according
Begin
to the
following the
schedule, I
line. Find
restart
an
again.
identical
Then what?
replica of
Am
the
I
office
just
that has
supposed to
begun to
forget?
deteriorate.
Well, what if I don't
Attempt
want
to
to
make up a
forget?
story here.
My mind goes blank.
There's no
simply
longer
because
often
it's
read
written
simply
here on
black
this
space. Wander in the
thing,
blackness. Find a
wall.
bookstore. Get bored and leave.
Well, who
It's
consulted
restart.
me?
Narrator's gone.
Why don't I
And
get
we
to
die.
decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't
It's
want
not
the
in
game to
18
keep
minutes.
restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Sorry, I was
So,
talking over the
okay.
narrator so much, but I wanted to
I
read
guess
this
now we
before
just
we
wait,
get teleported
you know.
out.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree?
Nonsense
I'm not quite
philosophy and
sure if we're in the
music. Oh,
destination
yes.
or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
I think that was the confusion ending.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Because
What
we're
could it
back
mean?
into normal.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, what else? I have written down a list on things that I wanted to try doing. Let's go
Where
there.
are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We go
But
here
Stanley had
because
felt
we
the
want to
bucket
go back
calling
to the
him,
tape
telling him
recorder
that the
with the
employee
bucket this
lounge
time.
was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
And we've been down there. So let's go that way. Have we been with the bucket on this side?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh,
What about this?
Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Yeah, not
You can feel
again.
that,
It
can't you?
restarts again.
The aura of jealousy. It's as
Have
clear
we
as day.
been in
This
the dream
broom closet
ending down there
believes
with
it
the
deserves
bucket?
the bucket. I can really
I
feel
have
it now.
that
It's a bucket.
not written
it
down.
belongs in
Okay.
a broom closet. That's what. Coming to a
So I
staircase.
assume
Stanley
that I
and the
did
bucket
it
walked
already.
upstairs
So let's
to the
go.
boss's office.
Money in the morning. So to the office. Okay, it is not the weird version
Stepping
of the
into his
office.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any
I
human
think we
life.
did the
Crushed
escape
by the
ending
weight of
already.
this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster
Yeah, I don't
fire,
care.
if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even
Can you give me
now,
the
in his
thing
darkest
again?
of hours,
2458?
did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket
Wrong.
would, and he knew it.
Oh,
The
close.
two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2855.
Yeah. Almost.
But Stanley
Almost.
guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
So we go here. I think... Have we been here with
The
bucket? I
elevator
think yes.
raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
This
Soothing
thing has
him,
an up
comforting
button.
him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
We can drive up again.
Wait,
Okay, we need
Stanley
to try
said to
that
the
without the bucket.
Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
So to the number 3. Okay, buttons don't work.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad. and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. "Wow," he said, "the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life." Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Okay, back to the elevator. That door doesn't open now, does it? Also, didn't this have a stairway? Okay, back to the elevator. And down.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Yeah, it must be that. Or was 3 the wrong number?
No, said Stanley to the bucket. "You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel." He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Yes, I know that I could have pressed other numbers, but sometimes you have to go with the madness to feel how genius the game is. And I just want to know where this leads if I
"Here we go,"
do
said
press the
Stanley.
button.
"This time I'll really show you." He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist
not
would
pressing
wield a
anything this time.
paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears, and the whole time he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all.
Because I didn't press 3.
Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
But wait, I didn't press the button, so I need to go up again. I want to see this.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator.
Elevator is
he knew that
slower
there
now.
must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Yeah, I didn't press the button the last time. So I must now. That must have been a problem. That's the only solution here.
Said Stanley. "I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart." He decided right then and there
New
that
stuff
he would
on the
hold
way.
a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate
press
fully on what the
conference.
number 3
Oh,
meant to him and
another
why
new
he
thing?
felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's.
That's so
And it would
intelligent.
be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
No way to go down.
For months, he advertised and marketed
closed.
his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Life, the guy who went to Mars, how he did it, the pyramids, world's healthiest human being, and then Stanley live on stage. All eyes on Stanley. All eyes on Stanley. There's the stage door. An evening with World Peace Baby. The storyteller. Stanley reveals all in his new book. World's first sentient machine. Aha. Good that it can't speak. To stage 3. Ah, stage 3, of course. Not stage 1.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
My last opportunity. 3 again, 3 again. The Stanley story. Good that I wrote so many books. 3, that's the magic number. Yes, it is, says the review. Congratulations, Stanley. Stanley, remember where you came from. There's co-workers. I've not seen any co-workers. Doing great. What's that last one that I didn't read before? The dude who came up with pizza. Wow, that's an interesting story. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. Aha. Hey, he was doing great.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Okay, just wrote down that I need to do that without the bucket again. Immediately.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I had something else in mind.
Mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a good bucket, a strong bucket.
We're gonna do what I had in mind. I just accidentally took the path through the maintenance again.
The bucket tightly to his. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Just because I went there the last time, but we want to go to the tape recorder, which is part of the Stanley Parable 2, because the correct collectibles weren't in there before.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Yeah.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
So this. That was where the tape recorder was, yeah? Yeah. Now with the bucket. Oh, it isn't playing immediately.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every
I don't like that they gave Stanley a voice.
No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back.
This mustn't
Even
necessarily...
now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
This doesn't necessarily
What's that?
need to be Stanley.
Who's there?
Can be his predecessor.
Gamborata.
Gamborata. Who the fuck is Gamborata? Okay, that wasn't Stanley, because that was recorded before we came there. Okay, we still have a
All
lot
of his
of stuff
co-workers
to
were
catch
gone.
up to.
What could it mean? Stanley
All the
decided
loose
to go to the
ends
meeting room.
that are from last week and not from
the
this week.
embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
What I was
Stanley put the
missing
door on his
in
left
one of
to go back to the
in
meeting
the
room.
first bucket go around episode,
No.
Said the
we
bucket.
we
Don't go to the
did
meeting
unplug
room.
the phone,
Go
but we
somewhere
didn't
else.
take the phone
The
call with the
cargo lift,
bucket.
yes. Go. Good.
said the
So I
bucket.
want to see
Now
how it
ride the
looks
lift
when we
all the
go
way
to
to
the
top.
apartment
There's
with
something
bucket.
up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was
Yeah, I'm
firmly
not even
convinced that
listening
the
to the
bucket had
narrator
spoken
anymore.
to him, and he
I would love to
unthinkingly
be
did
able to
whatever the
skip
bucket
to certain
asked.
points in the story that we haven't been at yet.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Dark?
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh, that came too early, Brand. Okay, let's take the phone call and get the next ending.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
I
Pick
wasn't
up the
allowed to yet.
phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Where's the bucket? Ah, there it is. Hello, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press Y to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable reassurance bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press B to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk.
It's my
All it
bucket.
will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
My bucket. Don't listen to the loud man. Press Y for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to.
Oh,
Now
look at
all
the
he
bucket
cares about is
paintings.
this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Press Y to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Yes.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Where is it?
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Where's the bucket? No. Where's the bucket? I was blind, I assume. Ah, on the computer. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier.
Look at the
More
shininess.
capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Exactly. Press up to relive the same day with me over and over. Yes.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do
It's
I
a
feel
bucket.
some need
Yes,
to
it's
point out the
my
ways in which it's
bucket.
so much more than just a regular bucket?
Go home. To work.
Oh,
And go
no.
home again.
I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. No narrator. Ah, and then reset. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, now I have the up the lift again after the boss is the only thing that I have like only half done. Okay. Adventure line we found. That was good. Okay. Good. Can we do this?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
We're just
Here it
waiting for
comes.
directions. Okay, that was an interesting ending. Didn't think about that. Okay, good. Okay, there's still a few loose ends, and I haven't felt like we reached credits on both. Like where we leave Stanley's body and see it from the outside. That's where the credits roll. So we reached credits on Stanley Parable and on the sequel. So it always rolled when we pulled out the telephone wire and broke the game that way. Okay. We still need to reach freedom with the bucket, and we still need to explode with the bucket. We still need to go up the lift after the boss room without the bucket. And that's it. That's what I have on my list. Okay, let's see whether we find even more interesting stuff. I really love this. This is genius. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow with more of Stanley and his beloved bucket.